Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 18 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, Jason got spanked by the Toronto Blue Jays in Fenway. He gave up 4 runs on 8 hits and a walk, including 2 home runs, collecting only 4 strikeouts and pitching only for 5 1/3 innings before collecting his well-deserved loss. So, not great. Let's get going out here. So, coming to the end of May, and that's fine and all and such. Looks like our next game is going to be out against Houston, so let's carry on with that. Bullpen day, what have we got? Circle velocity and K/9, maybe something to think about. 2-seam velocity cap, plenty of room to grow on that one. Not feeling too much pressure on it though. Get speed up, I guess. Durability and pitching clutch, again, I guess. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. Slow that change-up down a little more, because change-ups peculiarly slow down the more you increase your speed rating instead of speeding up. So, let's get out here. It looks like our next outing will be against the Houston Astros in Minute Maid Park. Now, Jason has faced the Astros grand total of 4 times in 3 starts, has a 3-0 record against them, a 1.96 ERA and a 2.93 WOBA. So, good results all told. You know, we got a slightly different look out here against these Houston Astros. They got a couple of faces from other teams. But in the meantime, not much to it except to go do it. So, let's get out there and get it.
Downtown Houston, Texas on a Saturday night in Minute Maid Park. Tonight it's the 3rd of this 4-game weekend series between the Boston Red Sox and the Houston Astros. Boston hopes to put a lid on their 7-game losing streak. Coming up next. Braden Shipley will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, this guy's had a real solid season up to this point. ERA under 3.5, which is saying something in these high-scoring games we see now in the game of baseball. This guy knows how to pitch, and if he's on, he knows how to minimize the damage. He'll be fun to watch in this one.
Stepping into the box, Mark Bentler. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
All right, Boston gets nothing at the top of the first, so let's get out here and do it.
Lifted in the air to right field.
First pitch is a pop fly out to Yasiel Puig in right field, and that'll be the first out of the game.
Time now for a quick look at the hometown Astros starting lineup. Mark, what's your take on him against one of the best starters in the game?
Yeah, Matty, you take a look up and down this lineup. One thing jumps out, a lot of guys with some quality batting averages. They find themselves in the top 1/3 of the league in batting average, and that usually bodes well. As the season gets long, if you can keep your approach, usually leads to winning games.
Next up for the Stros, Jose Altuve. He's currently 9th in the American League batting race entering play.
Well, we got a couple of different faces on the field today. We got Andrew Knapp at first base in place of Dan Vogelbach, and in left field we got Mikey Matuk in place of Andrew Benintendi. I think Benny's come back off the injured reserve or the injured list, but I'm not 100% sure. He might well have got hurt again.
Good breaking ball that time in for a strike. Guys, this Red Sox ball club entering play here tonight. They have not been playing all that well, to put it charitably, as they come into this one losers of 7 straight games.
Yeah, I get it, Matty. The team's on a moderate losing streak right now. Can't be happy with the way they played.
Grounder over to shortstop. Adam Frazier
gets
it in and sends it over to Knapp for the second.
This team should right itself, and it needs to start today.
2 quick outs to start the game.
And he's carrying a
that brings up George Springer.
Over 300. So clearly he's been a productive player with the bat in his hand so far.
Now, George Springer is one of the guys that Jason does not like to face, to say it lightly. 1.08 OPS, and he's got a .457 WOBA, 1 career home run, and a .417 batting average. So clearly, guy's got some pop to his bat when Jason's at the mound against him.
But he's a pretty consistent
umpire. The key, Dan, is be consistent.
You know, if we're fortunate, we'll be able to get out of this without too many dingers.
Then you can't give him away. If you're going to stay east-west, you better pick one side.
Hit on the ground.
And that'll be
short.
another grounder
Frazier
over there to Al
loves it.
Frazier. Whips it over
Throw
to
first, he'll
Andrew
get it
Knapp, and
easily,
that'll
the
end the
side
first
is
inning.
Retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. And this is still a 0-0 ball game. The left-handed power bat of Greg Bird digs in now. He'll get us going here in the bottom half of the second.
Well, the blue uniform seems to be doing the Red Sox some good because we're now up 2-0 in the bottom of the second, so let's carry on.
Get on and get a big inning started.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Drilled to the
That
left side.
is right
Devers
into the
fields it
shift.
cleanly.
Well,
And
quite
throw
against the
pulls
shift,
first
actually, now that
baseman
I think
off the
about it.
bag, and he's safe at
They
first.
shifted over to the right, and he sprayed off to the left, but it was right at Rafael Devers at third in kind of the normal gap between second and third. Unfortunately, he pulls Andrew Knapp off the bag with that throw, and that'll be an error for Boston. Man on first with nobody away.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Cutter down, gets a strike, no swing.
On at first, nobody out.
Hey, nobody away.
Try a two-seamer up, gets sprayed off. So he was late on that. Give him one above the zone, I guess.
The
So
0-2 pitch.
Catch up to it?
Swung
Yes, he
on and missed. He got
cannot.
him on strikes.
He's going to swing at it, but he's going to miss, and that'll be strikeout number uno.
And let's
for the
take
day.
a look at Yasiel Puig, a lightning rod in our sport, but he can play some D. He covers a lot of territory out there, and do not come around third base and send this guy home. He has one of the best arms in the game.
So digging in now, J.D. Davis. And as you can see, he's had some troubles here in his own ballpark. That's something he'll look to improve upon in this one. And this is on
That'll
the
be a
ground
double
to
play
short.
ball,
Could be
one
two.
pitch, two
To
outs.
Second for one, on to first,
And
as
that'll
they
get
the double play to
Boston
get him out
back
of
off
the
the
inning.
field and
So
the
no
bats back
runs
up to the
or
plate.
hits here, as the error turns out to be unimportant. We'll go now to the top of the third. The Red Sox are out in front, 2-0. Leading off the inning, Rob Pena, and they'll need him to get something going here.
And no score for Boston in the top of the third, so we go back out here up 2-0.
First pitch on its way. A ball and no
Take
strikes.
advantage of that.
Hey, we got no outs.
And
Takes
that's
the
right there, and
two-seamer
we're
up
even at
for
one.
ball and a
Well,
strike.
that's for sure going to be a pitch he wants back. You're not going to get many balls right in the wheelhouse from a top-level arm like
So
this.
let's try one outside corner.
Swing and a miss on the
Not
fastball.
quite so
and it's
outside as I
1-2.
would have hoped, but he still swings and misses on it. He was late. So how about a two-seamer, or a cutter rather, down and in.
The 1-2 is in
And he
there.
just
Called
watches it
strike
pass
three.
right over the plate. And that'll be the second strikeout
And
of the
with
day for
that,
Jay.
we'll give you a quick look at our current standings in the AL East.
Boston beginning to slip back a bit in the AL East. New York is on top with Toronto ahead of us by a couple games. So not looking super great in coming into the third month of the season. But
He'll get to take his
we
first
still got
cuts
time to
here.
right the ship.
Now here's the pitch. In there,
Circle
and it's
change
0-1.
straight down the middle, no swing. First strike. Slider call. Like it.
Tough
Right on
slider
the
that
black.
just
This
catches the
ump is
corner
doing me
for a
some
strike.
favors today. I gotta
guess he's
say.
really trying to
That and
measure
Jason is
fastball
executing
in
actually
his
really
first
well
at
today,
bat,
so
but you really
all
never
good
want to
in my
put
book.
yourself in 0-2 count if you could do anything about it.
And he
Swing and a
struck
miss
him
on the
out as
cutter
well.
inside,
So
and that'll
the
be
bottom
another
of the order
strikeout for
providing
Jason.
Little resistance here, and there are
And
two away.
that'll be
Boy,
two
that's
away.
really disappointing for a guy that has wheels, right? All he wants to do is get on base and take advantage of the strength of his game, which is his speed. But with a strikeout right there, you can't get on first base if you strike out.
Batting ninth, catcher, Angel.
Standing in now, Angel Huerta. As with two
Swing and a
away,
miss on
he'll
that
swing and miss at
two-seamer
a first pitch
inside.
fastball for strike
Late
one.
on and
Here's a
on
guy
the
who
swing.
can use a
Let's
3
try
for
another
4.
one.
He's got
Try
that
cutter
batting
outside
average still
now.
down in the 190s. 5 homers and 22 RBIs. Swinging a ball line
early
down
on
in the
that
left field
one.
corner. But this is foul near the seats.
So let's go ahead and pop a little showtime here. Get that slider across. Reminds me of something that I want to talk about. Let's see if we get the strikeout here. We absolutely do, and Jason strikes out the side to end the third.
3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. Back with more on this fine Saturday night following this. Now the Astros designated hitter, Mark Bedler. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Things not looking very good so far in this one, but we're still in the middle innings. They're down by a couple of runs, and this will be the right place and the right time to get something going. The last thing they want to do is to try to come from behind and win this one in the 8th or 9th inning.
Well, one pitch, and Tony Kemp pulls it in out there at second. Sends it over to Andrew Knapp to get the first out.
He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far.
In any case,
First pitch of the at-bat.
I was reminded just now of the Road to the Show trailer that came out, or rather the developer stream that was out on Thursday. And I'm really quite excited for a lot of the stuff in it. Although there are a couple decisions, changes, I'm not sure what you'd call them, that maybe have me a little concerned, tentatively apprehensive, I guess. So, depending on how well you know the show, you may be aware or not that
he knows it. But this is the kind of guy you just have to go right after. He's not
little
the
bar
biggest
at the
threat
bottom
with
of the
bat,
screen
so
is
it's
called the
time to challenge
Showtime
him
meter.
right
And
here.
I've talked about Showtime in the
there,
context of
3-1.
things like Showtime sliders and whatever. Generally, it's just a meter that allows you to perform various feats on the field. Generally, it is used to slow down time so that you have better reaction time when fielding or base running or when hitting. When used in the context of pitching, it allows you to more precisely spot your pitches. You know, make it so that the normal inaccuracy inherent to every pitch you get, like the various, you know, the various reticles that I'm getting here or in other modes, the various inaccuracies from those
First pitch on its way.
are
There's a fastball
eliminated for the court
misses,
for
4-1.
that pitch because you're expending your, you know, superhuman focus or whatever.
Make some firewood. He got it in there, but that was a good take to lay off and take the ball.
Throwing a
Astros
bunch of
center
balls here, and I'm
fielder
not
ahead with a
real
2-0
happy
count.
about it.
Now the 2-0
That
home.
curveball.
Is called
That
a
one got
strike as
over.
he pulled the bunt back.
That's evidence of a pitcher and catcher being totally in sync out there. That tells me they both know that's a good pitch for him right now.
In front of the
Bounces.
changeup, and he can't keep it fair. Two strikes on
The
him now.
changeup.
No runs, no hits, no errors in the ballgame for the Astros to this point. And a full count
We're
to
swinging
George
on the
Springer.
two-seamer
It's 3-2.
inside, so try not to walk a second dude here if we can at all help it. In any case,
And here's a changeup in there.
oh yeah,
for a
George
called
Springer
third
down on
strike,
strikes.
and that's the second
Just, you
out
know,
of the inning.
as you do.
Striking
Getting a
in
little
for
distracted
Houston's
here.
Greg Bird.
The developer stream for MLB The Show 19, the Road to the Show, featured some new developments in the form of personalities and relationships.
Hey, we got 2.
From the stretch.
And what they're trying to do in the new version
There's
is allow
a pitch
your
that just
dialogue
misses the
choices
inside corner. No runs,
in
no
the Road to
hits,
the Show
no
mode to
errors
have
in the
some more
ballgame for the
impact
Astros
on
at
your
this point.
in-game performance, rather than just have it be a couple different flavor options for, you know, backsassing your manager or whatever.
The 1-0.
Make it so
swing and
that
a
the
miss,
personality
that's the
you
first
give
strike.
to your character actually carries some meaning and weight within the context of the actual game of baseball that you play for the most part.
The 1-1 home.
And
Taken for
one of the
strike
ways
2.
they're trying to do that is
That's how you open
they're
up the outside
giving
part of the plate.
players a choice
Pound
between
2
4
balls
different
in, and
personalities.
get right back outside.
And
Nice
each of
pitch.
those personalities has a perk tree associated with it that allows you to take various benefits that trigger in the course of a game based on how much you identify with that personality and how much, what kind of relationships you have with your teammates.
And the inning is over. So they pick up no runs, no base hits, no errors, and one man left on base. On to the top of inning number 5 we go. It's the Red Sox 2.
Kind of blasting through this game. I'm not even sure I'm going to get to the end of my point here before I have the chance to, before we finish the game up.
Tough sledding for this lineup through the first half of the game.
In any case,
they haven't had any momentum going to the plate so far in this.
So the more you identify with one of these traits, the more perks you have available to you within that, or that personality's perk tree. And what that gets you is various benefits that are activated in the course of the game. Well, one of the things that they revealed in the course of this developer stream on Thursday, it would have been, I guess, the 21st of February, 2019 at the time of this recording, was that
and that one right down Main Street.
His pitch count is in a really good place at this point in the game. He's pounding the zone
Showtime
and getting first
meter,
pitch outs,
what we have typically associated with being able to do some of these slow motion and super precise feats of athletics, is going to be tied directly to one of these perk trees rather than have it be enabled for all players, which is kind of different from the way that perks have worked in the past, because
swing and a miss, it's 0-2.
Up to this, I mean, they've had it for a couple of years now, I think, but up to this year's version 2018, the way they've let you do it is, as long as you have enough points in a particular player statistic, it allows you to activate perks that gain it. Like, for example, if you have enough pitching clutch or whatever, you have a perk enabled to you that will start a batter at like 2 strikes when you have somebody on second or third. Or say if you have enough player speed, you can enable a perk that will cause the opposing team to have more fielding errors when you're on either at the bat or on the base paths.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
But what they're going to do in this coming year is that they're not going to have it tied to your player statistics. They're going to have it tied to your personality levels. And it means that you'll get some of these benefits in the course of a game still, but you will also, you'll also be able to get them regardless of what type of player you are in terms of statistics. You'll be able to get them based on what kind of player you are in terms of personality. Now, once again, I'm not done with my point yet, and we're already through the 5th inning, so game's going pretty quickly here.
He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
We're moving through the middle of this ball game right now. They want to get things going. How about trying to get some base runners on, or at least
swing and a miss on that curveball?
They don't have any hits going into this part of the game.
So anyway, what I'm trying to say is the Showtime powers that we have been so freely using in the course of this series are now going to be tied entirely to a personality tree within the new version, which means that if you don't have enough of that type of personality, you won't be able to do some of the things which you're accustomed to doing. And there are going to be various other options apparently that we will be able to do that we are not able to do with Showtime currently. But it is also going to mean that we're going to be a little bit more limited in how we get to use that stuff compared to how we get to use it now.
The league leaderboard for team ERA, and you can see right there that these guys rank 2nd in the AL in that category.
Jason, incidentally, having just kind of a monster day today. He's in the 6th inning already. 48 pitches, no runs across yet.
First pitch of the at-bat,
so,
on its way.
just having a day,
and
really.
Fastball just below the knees, ball 1. Huerta has had his trouble in these matchups, facing right-handed pitching, that is. He shows a lot more prowess against the southpaws.
No swing on the cutter outside,
2-0.
2-0.
1 out, nobody on.
Calls for a curveball in the middle of the plate. I'd rather not if it's all the same to you.
3-0 now.
It'd be great right here if he was able to work himself on base. You got the leadoff hitter on deck, and you know the middle of the order's coming up right behind him.
And
well, that's a
this one
strike
catches
finally.
The inside corner for strike 1.
But in other terms, I'm also excited because the Show 19's personality system in particular is going to give more kind of personality, no pun intended, that's going to give more personality to the game. It's going to make it more personal. It's going to mean that we're going to be more than just a
out front as he grounds this one to short. Frazier,
more than
right
just an
there.
Aggregate of statistics and player inputs.
As that was pretty close.
We're going to be somebody, depending on how we develop our player, we're going to be able to, we're going to be capable of various different things. And they did say that you will be able to get a full personality tree, all 4 trees, within the course of one career. But
first pitch of the at-bat. Takes this the other way to right.
Yasiel Puig pulls it in out there in 6th, and
retire the side. Astros go down 1-2-3.
I hesitate to say it, but I would say that Jason is having a downright decent game so far. And the announcers better shut their freaking mouths about it.
Standing in, Jose Altuve will try and get something started in the home half of the 7th.
We're moving right along into this one as we head into the late innings. Listen, if you want to score, you're going to have to bunch some hits together, and they haven't been able to do that so far. So hopefully this leadoff guy, this will be the right guy at the right spot to get something
going. Took a swing at it, but pulled it back. He had good timing on it. He was just a little bit early on it. That doesn't make any sense, Tyrant. You need to figure your crap out here. Pops that up for the next out. So first out of the 7th inning. George Springer back up to the plate.
George Springer. He was punched out looking at strike 3 last time through.
Springer.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
So curveball up and over.
They haven't gotten much going against this guy so far in this one. He's been pitching well. And what are the key numbers to look at? First pitch strikes over 70% so far in this outing.
1-1 count to Springer. And we're going to be able to, among other things, establish relationships with our fellow players. We'll be able to build friendships within our clubhouse, and we'll be able to establish rivalries with other teams. And those relationships, those rivalries and friendships are going to form the base. They're going to inform and empower some of the abilities that we will have from our personality trees as well. And I was kind of joking about it before, but some of the mini games that are coming up, George Springer striking out again. That is now, how many is that? I'm sure they already said it, but that is 9 strikeouts on the day for Jason.
The left-handed power bat of Greg Bird digs in now. He comes in
not done yet. 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch.
Cutter on the top corner. No swing, gets a strike. Try a change up down.
Hits this one hard the other way.
And that one's right at Rafael Devers. Please don't screw this one up.
And that will
That's good. And that'll end the 8th inning. Or the 7th inning. Excuse me, I'm getting ambitious here.
Still down 3-0.
So, Jason, my boy, you have 6 outs to go.
Stepping into the box, Orlando Arcia. He leads off their half of the 8th, and they've been unable to get that starter out of the game to this point.
Yeah, he settled in early on the mound, partly due to the lead his guys gave him to take
slider down.
He's taken
generous call, but
very effectively in this one.
I'm certainly not going to argue about it, not at this point.
I'm impressed with him tonight. I mean, he's carving these guys up with all of his pitches.
No swing on the cutter down.
1-1.
I was kind of joking about it earlier, but the mini games also look good. The mini games you do to help improve your whatchamacallit, your training performances.
High and deep
Pop
to
fly
right
out to right center
Bradley
field. Jackie Bradley
He
Jr.
gets
is back there to
make
pull
the
it
play
in.
for the first out of the inning.
5 outs to go.
Good pitching performances by both clubs here. 3-0 our score as you get a look there at the inning-by-inning recap through the first 7 and change.
Yes, that's all I need you to look at there, Matt Vasgersian, is just the runs total.
J.D. Davis the next at bat. 0 for 2 on his line thus far.
J.D. Davis.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Lifted in the air toward the
That's
line.
fanned off to right field, and Yasiel Puig out there pulling it in.
Well,
That's 4 outs to go.
Here in the 8th. 4 outs remain, but the finish line is starting to come into focus now.
We got time here, man. We got time. We got energy. We got showtime. We got our friends with us. We got the power of friendship. We got the Chaos Emeralds, man. We got the Infinity Stones.
First offering.
We got a pretty bad pitch there.
Good swing, just
But
got to try
it
and
gets
straighten
pulled
that one out.
foul, so no farm, no foul there. Late on it. Let's try an inside cutter, perhaps. Taps that one. So he was late on it. Let's go ahead and use a little showtime on the inside corner. Slider.
And
Swing and a miss.
Struck him out. So he's now through 8 full innings and will take his no-hit bid into the ninth.
Oh no,
So
he said it. He said the words.
9th inning coming up. It's the Red Sox 3.
Well, in any
and the
case,
Astros nothing.
Rob Pena's down. 3 outs to go. 8, 9, and 1 batters up to the plate.
To get something going here.
Jason's got a 5-0 lead. He's got 70 pitches pitched through 8 full innings. Let's keep going.
First pitch on its way.
Curveball hung. Please don't do that, Jay. Please do not. Not desirable. Taps the 2-seamer at the plate. How about that slider down and away? What do you think? Swing and a miss. Give that man a hat.
2 outs away from the no-no.
2 outs to go.
This has been one of his favorite victims tonight. That's the 3rd time he sent him packing, so he's got him pretty well figured out. Not that the rest of this lineup has been much better.
Now batting, catcher, Angel Puerta.
Into the box.
My top side 2-seamer. No swing. First strike.
It's 0-1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. The 0-1. A good
Change-up outside. He twitched at it, but he did not swing.
Really well in this one so far. You could just see he's awful confident attacking the strike zone, and when he comes off the mound at the end of the inning, looks like he stepped in a big old bucket of sassy.
That's right, Jason. You do this, you'll have all the sassy you can ever want. We'll give you a frickin' pompadour. We'll give you an outro. We will do you up right, man. Angel Huerta swings on it in the dirt. 1 out to go. And it's Mr. Mark Bentler.
Digging in, Mark Bentler. He is the final man standing in the way of possible history here tonight.
Mark Bentler, career 138 WOBA, career 297 OPS. Jason Parham at 76 pitches, 8 2/3 innings into the game. Let's get it. Grounder. Over to short. Not in time! Oh, no!
Right here, but I'll take you inside the mindset even if it was a blowout.
Oh.
I know the team's down to their final out, but you'll be
so disappointing.
An offensive player give away an AB. Nice
So disappointing.
Right there to keep the line moving.
Oh well.
The second baseman, number
Into the box now, Jose Altuve. A shot down the first
It's a
baseline.
foul ball there for the
He's hitless in
first
his
strike
2
on
at-bats so
Altuve.
far. Again, another foul ball.
Slider
Runner on
inside.
first with 2 away. Last strike now for Houston.
No swing on one well
Wasted pitch there, 1
inside,
and
so
2.
that's not a surprise.
0-2 pitch, not even close to the zone. And
So let's try that slider outside.
some of his secondary pitches.
Grounder
Hit out towards second.
in the gap,
there's
and that'll
his
put a
first
man on
base hit in
second and
this one.
third.
And that runner will go
The run's
no
not in
further
any
than
danger
second.
at this
There are
point. The
2
no
aboard
hit's
now.
already busted.
Hey, this might be their best
So-
opportunity to at least get on the board. They've been struggling.
Best thing Jason can do at this point is close this game out and go home with a very, very nice Maddox.
Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Too high, 1-0.
And even though he's had some success against this guy in the ball game, he still knows he's a very dangerous opponent. He
That's a
won't want
pop
to fall behind
fly
him
out
any
to
further.
left field. Mikey Mautuk is out
And
there to
he'll
pull it
put
in.
this one away, and
Disappointing?
the Red Sox
Well, of
have
course it's
finally found their
disappointing,
way
but at
back
the same
into the
time,
win column
Jason
as
pitched
this
for
ball game
9
is
innings,
over.
allowing
Wow.
only 2
Talk
hits
about
and
total
1
dominance.
walk for
9
no
innings,
runs, collecting
only
12
2
strikeouts
hits
and a
allowed.
well-deserved
That's about
win
as
in
good as he
Houston.
gets. This
He
guy
goes
was as
to
good in
4
the
and
ninth
4
inning
on the year, and
as
he
he
goes
was in
to
the first.
50 and
So
36 in
close
his
to
career.
baseball history.
His ERA is
5-0
at
finish tonight.
2.38,
The Red
his
Sox
FIP is
took
at
the lead in the second
2.60,
inning and rode
and his
that until the
xFIP
very
is at
end. Jason Parham
3.06.
with his 4th
So
win
that's
this
going to do it for
season
me.
and records a
Until next
complete
time, I'm
game
Tyron Saber.
two-hitter
I
in
will
doing
see
so.
you
So that just about does it. For Mark
at
DeRosa, Dan
the
Plesac, and our
ballpark.
entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show.